Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Price Man back in there reacting to some anime clips this time. So previous video I mentioned that this will be copyright strike and that's fine. But I definitely want to share this with you guys. So the first few clips gonna be from movies and the other two from series. So the first one I'm gonna start with Weathering with You, and it's that burger scene. Actually, I guess it is supposed to be McDonald's. So I'm gonna play that first. You just see some scenes. There won't be any commentary on it in the actual clip, but I'll talk about it. It's just a little short. Okay, so no words in that video, but basically she hooks him with a burger because he's been coming into that little restaurant there a couple nights. You know he's down and out. She hooked him up for free burgers, so that's how it begins, right? And I'll do the next one as a movie. Then I'll save the two series next. Now, just as a FYI, I've already seen all these things and experienced that, so my time to really take this in is long since passed. You know, I'm past all that stuff, but maybe it'll help somebody either reconnect with something they need to or push through something that they're going on. Usually probably geared to some younger cats, and that's fine. But let me get to the clip here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Digimon, but
it's so hot.
Well, it is summer.
Ty, do you remember the first time we met?
How could I forget?
Wow, what an amazing view!
I like coming up here.
and it's sad because basically in this movie their the little transformer thing, the Digimon, that little device he's holding, is gonna end up stop working. So that means they're no longer gonna have access to the Digimon. So it's kind of like a final goodbye. So you'll see it in a moment, but I guess spoiler alert, they do see each other again down the road when they're adults. So basically this Digidestined right here, you know, they're in college right now and they're about to become adults, full-fledged adults. I know everyone, you're technically an adult at 18, but you don't fully grasp it, even if you're working and paying on your own bills. Like for me, for me, I haven't lived with my parents since I was 19. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I haven't had to. So I've been basically an adult since 19, a full-fledged adult since 19. But here, for most people, when they're going through the college experience, you don't really know what it's like until after college. So this is kind of like a symbolic of how that is. Kind of how you're kind of still like a little bit of a kid till you fully graduate or take that next step in life. It doesn't have to be through school or in your career, but then you kind of reconnect with your inner child in a sense when you have kids. So basically they stop seeing the Digimon until they have their own kids. Then they kind of reconnect with their old Digimon. And another movie, I forgot what it was called, but it's another movie when they're adults and they have their own kids. They get to meet back up with Gabumon and Agumon and stuff like that. But let's just play.
You still have that harmonica, huh?
It's actually a new one. I suddenly felt like playing again.
Well then, let's hear something.
Hey, Ty,
What is it?
I want you to buy me some shaved ice.
Huh? You're such a handful. Your favorite is melon flavored, right?
You know, Ty, you sure have gotten big.
And you never change.
In case you didn't know, you're the best partner ever, Matt.
Hey, Ty.
Hey, Matt,
What will you do
tomorrow.
That's a good question. I guess no one knows what tomorrow may bring. Anything can happen. Tomorrow, we can...
Remember, tomorrow may not always come. For certain things, you know. And look at that. And there it is. See, that right there is an actual time to cry, because people out here crying over nonsense. Now, I know it's fiction and other, but basically it's a symbolic of, obviously losing innocence. You're about to become full-fledged adults after college, right? And then friendship, and then one phase of the life ending. So basically 3 things at once, even though they kind of overlap a little bit. So definitely that's why anime can be powerful. But you notice they're going to process it. Obviously they're crying it out, but then process it and move forward. And I believe it says its final line here coming up. Let's see. So it doesn't. I think it's towards the end of the credits. But basically, it's a nice little line where it says they're basically saying goodbye, but we'll know we'll see each other again, and that ties into the other movie. So when they become parents, they get to reconnect with their Digimon. So it's kind of symbolic. Where that's the best way I can articulate this. Oh, kind of like when you make that transition from being a kid to a full adult, you kind of leave some things behind. But then sometimes when after you've done enough in your career, you don't fully revert back to being a kid, but you kind of experience some more nostalgia and you kind of get more in touch with it. Obviously not to the extent when you were a kid. I mean, those days are gone, but kind of reconnect with things a little bit. I hope do my best to articulate that, especially with ones that have kids. So for example, if a dad, right, ends up having a son or a daughter, and then they go to Disneyland, right? And then for a moment there, he goes back to being a kid when he sees, I don't know, let's say Buzz Lightyear, whoever his damn favorite Disney character is, right? So something along those lines. So I think that's symbolic of that. But let's check out the 2 other clips here. Outlaw Star.
A boy has the right to dream. There are endless possibilities stretched out before him. What awaits him down the path, he will then have to choose.
And actually, I'm going to pause it right before it gets too deep. They definitely couldn't make something like this today, this little opening monologue, because it's not gynocentric, which is unfortunate, because no one really wants to try to lift up men. So, for men, take heed to this.
The boy doesn't always know. At some point, the boy then becomes an adult and learns what he was able to become.
Chasing skirts.
Joy and sadness forever will accompany this. He is confronted with a choice. When this happens, does he bid his past farewell in his heart? Once a boy becomes an adult, he can no longer go back to being a boy. The boy is now a man.
That's correct.
Only one thing can be said. A boy has the right to dream. for those endless possibilities are stretched out before him. We must remember, all men were once boys.
Alright, so I won't show the intro, but man, look how powerful that is. I mean, and I like how it's there. Once it's whenever you make that choice, it's what's it? Joy and sadness will always accompany that. Because don't get me wrong, sometimes I don't give it like a full. I don't sit there and meditate on it, but sometimes I think like, damn, what if I was a kid and I had to pay these damn bills? You know, simpler times, playing Super Punch Out, watching the damn Jets and all that shit. But then again, I'm like, nah, fam, you can't go back. So I'm gonna make the best of this. And not that I'm yearning for those days, but you know, I hope I won't get made fun of this. Well, you know, fuck it. If someone wants to make fun of, fuck them. But I hope no one takes this the wrong way. Is the better way to put this. Meaning, not that I'm sitting there like, man, let me go back to being a kid. I'm not saying that, but you know, as a fleeting thought, you know, a passing thought, I'm like, damn, simpler times type of deal. And then we'll play this final clip from Paranoid Agent with The Chief is Back. This is probably one of the most impactful ones, and I think a lot of people should really look at this and take this to heart.
Since when was I ever your father? I get it now. It's all starting to make sense. This whole place is nothing but a big lie! It's all just a lie. Everything! What are you doing?
Stop it!
I'm surrounded by fools and idiots!
Wait! Stop it! This is your world! You have a place here! Stop!
Stop your babbling, you stupid dog! My place disappeared from this world a long time ago! The reality is that there is no place for me anymore. But that's the reality I have to face!
Chief is back.
So it's probably one of my favorite anime scenes right here. Just this, about a minute long, right? And a lot of people need to realize this. Delulu is not the fucking Salulu, alright? Yeah, you maybe want to escape for a moment, but you're going to have to face the damn world. You know, look how colorful and comfortable, cozy, whatever adjectives you want to use for that. You know, but he's not living. You know, he's basically sedated. He's in a fantasy world. And for him to move forward, he's going to have to say, fuck this fantasy world. So you see him break it, destroy everything, and then say, hey, you know what, I may have a place here, but this place isn't real. The reality of the situation is I don't have a place in this world anymore, but it's the reality I have to face. Because the dog, was it Moromi? Forgot the dog's name. But basically she's like, oh, you have a place here. It's like, well, in the real world I don't. But that's the reality I have to face. So I don't know why that's so powerful. I mean, I saw this shit a long ass time ago. I do own this series on Blu-ray, by the way. But man, this series is only about 13 episodes long as well. Short and sweet. Definitely check it out. But hopefully hopefully some people can get something out of this. But man, yeah, so just take it all in. Hopefully you get something out of it. With that said, till next time, YouTube.